it's Vervain, and this is a zine that I made a little while ago. I think I made it after my miscarriage and before I got pregnant again. And it is about grief and sadness and longing. And I actually don't even know if it's available in my shop because I moved my website over to a new website and I did not relist everything. So I should go make sure that it's listed. I will do that before this video is up. So it will be in my shop. I haven't sold very many of these because I basically don't ever promote anything. But I made 25 copies. This is copy 25 of 25. But I just counted and I believe I have 18 left, including this one. So if you want one, there are plenty. But I figured I made this to share the stuff in it with the world. And, you know, one, there's only 25 of them. So only like a maximum of 25 people could ever get at least this edition of it. I did write first edition because I did figure I could reprint this another way if I wanted to someday. But then also just like, you know, only like 7 of them have made their way to different people, and frankly like one of the 25 is probably in my personal collection. So yeah, probably less than 7 of them have made it out to other people, and I figured I would just share it with you here. It's not like I was going to make very much on these anyway. So anyhow, it's called The Darkness Between the Stars, and it's fully typewritten and illustrated with hand-carved stamps. There's ESS from Darkness. This was The Darkness Between the Stars. Yeah, and there was like literally no reason to carve the title page other than because I wanted to. But I really like how it turned out. I like how the lettering turned out. I like that the title is in the carving and that like everything in between is the darkness, because the darkness between the stars. Yeah, anyhow. So yeah, I figured I would read the zine to you. So here we go. The Darkness Between the Stars, a collection of poetry and lyrics by Vervain Rose Hallsdotter. Which is interesting because if you watched my, I think it's Junk Journal with Me, episode 11, I talked a little bit about how I'm kind of moving away from the name Hallsdotter. But you know what? I've published a bunch of stuff under that name. So even if I stop going by it, I can't really separate it from me and my history. So there, anyhow. How are you doing? They ask. Morning, I reply. They think I am wishing them good morning. But who's counting? The leaves have died and drifted down and slept all winter on the ground. The longest night has come and gone. 157 dawns have passed. The citrine sun has set 13 dozen times as yet. The roses bloomed, died back and bloomed again. I've rearranged my room. Spring's first buds and blossoms grew and have been plucked. All this since you said everything you said to me before you vanished with the breeze. I kind of want to show you some of the stamps that I have too. So this was the stamp, and this all got shrunk down to be able to fit in the copier and the margins. I did this at like Office Max or Office Depot or something, and I was really disappointed in how much margin I had to have to be able to actually print everything. But you know, whatever. 'Tis what it is. I'm trying to think if I have, here's the oak leaf. This was a fun one because I carved the outline of the oak leaf on this side, and then, oh no, that's a lie. Here's the solid oak leaf. So it's the same shape. So I did like a second stamping. So I would like stamp somewhere else and then do whatever ink was left to get the solid leaf, and then a first fresh stamping to get the outline, and that's how you get the difference in color. Actually, these stamps, these rose stamps, were not carved by me. Those were carved by my friend Orly, who runs the account Shroomware. I haven't heard from them in a while. I haven't seen any of their posts in a while, and I don't know if it's because the algorithm sucks or if it's because they haven't posted in a while. And I don't think they're in this box. I think they're somewhere else. Okay. Ephemeral. It's been a long time, and I was afraid I would still miss you. But the part of you I loved has become a part of me. And if there was more to you, it has vanished with the wind. Were you ever really here? And this, I feel like it came across better before I photocopied it, but I feel like it still comes across pretty well. I just did like a fresh stamp of the heart, and then I just like kept going over so that it would fade away. 'Cause it's ephemeral. This is a song, actually. I wonder if I have a good recording of it. Yeah, anyhow, this one I wrote, my grandpa died on like the morning of December 26th. And I had literally just like done other not Christmassy things on Christmas and like gone to like hang out with friends. And I like kind of thought about calling my family, but I was kind of like in the middle of stuff, and I was like, I'll call them tomorrow. And then he was dead. So this is a song about how you should tell the people that you love them every damn chance you get. This is a song I wrote after my miscarriage. And this one's really personal. I don't know. I've got to have a recording of this so that I don't have to read it right now. If you were anything like your daddy, we could talk all day and all night. And when your dreams were filled with baddies, you could come to mama and I'd hold you tight. And then around the kitchen table we would sip cocoa and coffee and tea. And I try to tell you what you mean to me. Try to tell you what you mean to me. What you mean to me. If you were anything like your mama, you'd never wanna do as you were told. You'd maybe overdo the drama just a little when your toes and your fingers were cold. But then your daddy would warm your fingers and toes till they're as warm as warm could be. And I try to tell you what you mean to me. Try to tell you what you mean to me. What you mean to me. But you're never gonna rattle on about something somebody in the neighborhood told you. And you're never gonna do no wrong. Your mama's never ever gonna need to scold you. And she wrote this morning song because she's never gonna get to hold you ever as close can be. And try to tell you what you mean to me. Try to tell you what you mean to me. What you mean to me. If you were anything like your parents, your head would be brimming with 1,000 ideas. You would probably prefer the expensive stuff and the family trips to IKEA. And you'd probably be real funny, like well over half of the family tree. But you're never gonna know what you'd mean to me. You're never gonna know what you'd mean to me. And you're never gonna rattle on about something somebody on the internet told you. And you're never gonna do no wrong. Mama's never ever gonna need to scold you. And she wrote this morning song because she's never gonna get to hold you ever as close can be. Never gonna know who you'd really be. Never gonna tell you what you mean to me. What you mean to me. And I think I've shared about this before. And I don't think there's a better place to share about this than during this video, reading through this zine about grief on this page about my miscarriage. Is mending even in here, or had I not written mending yet? I had not written mending yet. In the end, as fucked up as this may sound, I am grateful for my miscarriage. Because, and I think I may have talked about this a little bit in I did like a word of the year vlog when I was making my word of the year create, which was a couple years ago now. And I talked about how I had spent so many years thinking like, oh, I don't have time to focus on the things that I really want to do because I need to be focusing on getting my life together, because what I really, really want to do is start a family. And so I need to make sure that I'm like stable and ready to start a family, and I can't afford to be focusing on things like making art. And then, you know, I did that and I got pregnant and I was really excited to have this baby. And then I lost the baby, and I realized that I could dedicate all of my energy and all of my life and all of my time to preparing for a baby, and I might never get a baby. And then I would look back and I would really regret that I had not spent time dedicated to creating the things that are within my control. And so I made my word of the year create, and spent the year dedicated to creating works of art and you know, to using my creativity in ways that I hadn't been allowing myself the time and the freedom to do for a long time. And that year, I made so much art. I got into gel printing. I got into junk journaling. I made my first junk journal. I actually recorded and released my first album, Wildflowers, which I'd been wanting to do an album for so long. And I wrote a ton of songs that year and recorded and released the album, did all the album art and everything. And I don't think I would have found the time or the energy to do those things if I had not lost that pregnancy. And losing that pregnancy, going through that miscarriage, was absolutely the hardest and most painful, both physically and emotionally, thing that I have ever gone through. And I went through such a deep grief afterward. And I was so angry at God for so long, because I felt like I had been receiving such clear messages from the universe that like what I was supposed to be doing was starting a family, and I had been like putting it off. I had been, you know, basically I felt like I'd been having this conversation with the divine, where the divine was like, hey, Vervain, have kids now, it's time. And I was like, not yet. I'm not ready yet. Let me put it off. And then when I finally was like, okay, I'm ready, let's do this, it felt like the divine was then like, actually, fuck that. No, I'm taking this away from you. And so that really, really knocked me off my, it really knocked me out of my faith for a good long while. And that was the hardest part, I think. Because in grief, what's always carried me through in hard times before is just like trusting in the divine, trusting in things to turn out for the best, and feeling like I had done exactly what God had told me to do, and it still was not working out, really shook my trust and made me really angry. And when I am not in touch with the divine, I think like my own closeness with the divine, whatever that is to me, is so closely tied to my own ability to be creative, if that makes sense. And so I also wasn't really creating for a while. And then around the time the new year hit, I was like, I have to create. And chose create as my word of the year, made my first junk journal. And then at some point, is there a date on this? It just says 2023. So this would be after that. But this must have been before my album. So it must have been in the first half of the year, because there's no way that I would have not put mending in here. Anyhow, I've probably put the song in the video, so I'm going to move on now. Strange and Fragile Thing. This is another song. This is another song that I wrote after that same grandpa died. This song I actually sang at his funeral / memorial service. With my brother. My brother played the guitar and I sang. And this one I really, really like. And I'll pull up a recording of this one as well.
There's a tree in the forest near my home. Where we're together, I can feel him listening. I go there when I feel all alone. Life is such a strange and fragile thing. There is a ball I'd like to toss it up and down. There is a song I'd like to dance along and sing. There is a smile on the backside of a frown. Life is such a strange and fragile thing. Oh, I don't know strange and fragile thing. There is a bush and it's covered all in flowers, roses as big as anything. They fall away with every winter hour. But life is such a strange and fragile thing. There was a tree hanging heavy with the fruit. The sunshine protects the summer breeze. Now I think it's frozen to the roots. Life is such a strange and fragile thing. Oh, I don't know the words to the immortal song, but when it comes down to it, I think I'll just hum along. And if I don't know the tune, I'll make it on the wing, guided by the light of the moon. But life is such a strange and fragile thing. Life is such a strange and fragile thing. Life is such a strange and fragile thing.
I don't think I've carved these mushroom stamps. This must have been from Shroomware as well. And this was the same kind of, with the teardrop stamp, was the same kind of thing of like stamping here and then here and then here to get that. I was kind of trying to like communicate like motion of like the falling tears. So yeah, I guess this was all typewritten on my typewriter and then this was stamped with stamps. I didn't carve these letter stamps. I felt like that goes without saying, but maybe it doesn't. This is such a cute little house stamp, and I made a bunch of like gel prints and pieces of art with this house stamp after I made this zine, so that one has gotten a lot of use. This is a little poem that I wrote when I was in Jerusalem. If home is where the heart is, I have loved too many places to know where every part is, for it's in 1,000 pieces. And this one was also written in Jerusalem. I broke a fluorite crystal when I was there, and am a big believer that like a crystal breaks when it's, you know, when a crystal breaks, it's done its job for you and you should give it back to the earth and let it rest. So that's what I did. I gave a broken crystal to an ancient olive tree. In the trunk there was a well where secrets go. And never have I felt such peace as that tree lent to me, though what secret I gave up, I'll never know. Oh, here's the cloud of stars from the first page. And here's the little branch stamp. This is one of my rune stamps. That's not, it's in a different box somewhere. And I think that's the, yeah, this is the crystal. There's a whole song that this is from, and this is just like the last chorus, which is different from the other choruses. And maybe I'll include the song here if I have a good recording of it somewhere. This song is about, I was really like head over heels for this guy, and he was, you know, sending me really mixed messages. And I kept like asking the cards about it, and I would get the star, which I kept interpreting as like, you know, hold out hope, there's still hope. And then when I finally realized that there was not hope for that particular thing, I kind of reinterpreted the star, and that's what this last bit is about. I pull a card and it's still the star, and I look where you were standing, and it seems to say I will make my own way. I never was one to wait for happy endings. And then this is the poem that the whole zine is named after. So I have the Darkness Between the Stars stamp, the Othala stamp, also in my rune box. Oh, and here's the little, I just had that one. Yes. I know the pain of separation from other pieces of my soul. I have felt the distance, the darkness between the stars. I know the pain of longing to be whole. But beloved, we already are. I know the fear, the nagging question knocking at the door. I have wondered too if beauty's worth the pain. But seeing you, I wonder this no more. I'd come to earth 1,000 times again. Oh, sorry for hitting the camera. And then there's the back. Okay, well, anyhow, I will list these in my shop so that if you want to grab a copy of this, you can. But if you don't want to, you've now seen it all. So there you go. Anyhow, thanks for watching this and listening to me ramble on and share my poetry and my music with you. It means a lot to me. Ultimately, I create for myself and for my own processing, but it really brings me so much joy to know that anything that I write or create can help someone else or make someone else feel something. Yeah. So if this made you feel something, I would love, love, love if you would tell me about it in the comments. That would truly make me so happy. Even if it made you feel something sad. Sorry, not sorry. That's kind of what I'm here to do. But also, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this sort of art is, I hope that it is the embodiment of the idea that art is meant to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. I feel like this is exactly the sort of thing that that saying is talking about. And I hope that I have achieved that with this. So yeah, anyhow, if you're still here, I would truly love and appreciate if you would give this video ye old thumbs up. And if what I do here is something that you're into and would like to see more of, please do hit the little subscribe button over there. And if you're someone who's into notifications, you can also hit the bell to turn on notifications. I personally do not allow YouTube to send me any notifications. except for when somebody comments on one of my videos. I do get notifications for that. So I don't blame you if you don't turn notifications on. But if you're into notifications, you know, it'd be cool. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.